Hey, what's happening to you guys? Pyros here and welcome back to another video. So we got that first preview video from IGN. We also had Sonic Central. I'm not going to talk too much about Sonic Central because personally they didn't really show much. They showed a screenshot of the prologue for Sonic Frontiers with Knuckles, guarding the Master Emerald. There wasn't really much to say about that. We saw glimpses of Sonic Prime with Shadow being introduced. Again, pretty cool. But let's focus on Sonic Frontiers because the IGN First preview pretty much gave us a little bit more insight. Honestly, I think that was the best video about Sonic Frontiers that we've gotten so far personally, because we got insights, and that's the most important thing. We actually got insights to what the game is all about. And they gave us the premise of how the game is going to function, how the structured it's going to be when it comes to the open world, transitioning, what we're going to be doing and all that stuff. But the one thing that kind of, stuck with me throughout the whole thing was the description of the cyberspaces, which is pretty much the so-called quote-unquote unleashed style stages that we're supposed to be getting. Now, everything was sounding pretty good until they used the word bite-sized. Now, obviously, bite-sized could mean a plethora of things to different types of people. If they had said this is bite-sized versions of unleashed stages, I would probably take it. If they said that these were bite-sized stages similar to or akin to Sonic Forces, that's a bit of a concern. Then there's also the aspect of how these levels are going to be aesthetically, different from one another. So essentially, are they all going to be, let's say, 4 stages from the Starfield or Starfall Island, then 4 stages from the desert, 4 stages from the whatever else that we have, and each cyberspace levels are aesthetically similar to the open world environment that we're in? Or are they going to be completely unique? Every stage is going to be essentially cybernetic in nature, and you can see clones of one another, but it's enough where it doesn't really feel like you're going through the same stages over and over again. And then obviously, according to what the IGN person was saying, is that we have potentially, and I'm not sure if it's been confirmed yet, but potentially 28 cyberspaces, which when you hear it, it's like, oh my god, 25 unleashed style stages. Yes, but then the word bite size kicks in and it's like, okay, I can understand this now. Each stages are gonna be probably less than a minute. Really, if you're gonna have 28 stages, well, 28 stages, we can't expect them to be more than a minute long, because you're gonna have to be able to blast through them as quickly as possible so you can get through the items that you need to unlock the Chaos Emeralds, which is kind of concerning to me. But at the same time, I guess it really comes down to preference. Would you prefer 7 5-minute stages, but then again you'll complain that there's only 7 stages, or do you want 28 bite-sized stages, but honestly they're too short to the point where you won't even realize that you finished the game? And also, given the fact that Kishimoto is the director of this game, we can expect these stages to be very simple in design. They have to be simple in design if they're gonna be 28 stages, unless Sonic Team just surprises us, like they just go out and beyond and just create unique stages with multiple paths, and it's actually engaging to traverse, and it actually separates the noobs from those who spend time playing the game. But there's a possibility, but honestly I don't really see it. It is what it is. I mean, I'm really hoping that at least out of the 28 stages, 12 of them are pretty good quality, full unleashed style stages, and the other ones can be mini size stages. Because here's what I'm thinking of, right? The way every time they use the word mini stages or mini bite-sized cyber levels, I am not thinking of Sonic Forces. What I'm actually thinking of is, do you know how Sonic Generation, in order for you to collect the Chaos Emeralds, you had to do those mini levels, those mini stages to get the keys and all that stuff? I think that's exactly what you should be expecting when it comes to these mini stages. They're just pieces of unleashed stages, or the length of it cut into pieces. So the main bulk of the game will be the open world, and the cyberspaces should not be something that you should be looking forward to. I'm gonna repeat this one more time. Do not look forward to the cyberspaces. They're there and they're going to be appreciated, but they're not going to be the bulk of the game. It seems to me that the bulk of the game will be you being in the open world, doing open world missions, fighting open world bosses, and collecting stuff and things of that nature. It just is what it is. It's like back in the old days when you used to play Sonic Heroes. You know, you had the stages, and then you had the special stages, and the special stages are not the main course of the game. They're just something that you have to go through to get the Chaos Emerald. And I think these bite-sized stages are reminiscent to those types of missions. It's interesting. Aside from that, we saw a cool boss where it looks like a dragon thing where Sonic had to kind of run across it. It looks pretty cool. We had Knuckles and Tails confirmed, and Amy as well, but obviously we all knew that these are the staple characters that we expected them to be in the game. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, they said some pretty good things, they reminded us that the game is in the early phase, that we had an older build, so I'm a little bit more confident now. I'm not sure how old that build was. If they told me that this build was a year old, like it's a year old, something like that, I could be like, okay, it's been a while now since they gave that build to IGN, so maybe it's time to improve. I wouldn't expect anything else. We have to accept that there's going to be boost formula. They're not going to add momentum, so we can forget about that. All I want for them to do is just polish the game as much as they can. Yeah, polish the game, polish the boss fights, polish everything else, the combat especially, because that's going to be the bulk of the gameplay as well. It has to be more polished. That's just what I think. But anyways, that's just my thoughts and opinion on it. I have nothing else to say. I know in my past 2 videos I was very, negative and pessimistic. I still am though. I don't have very full confidence in Sonic Frontiers, but I'm not going to outright, just shut down my opinion. The whole point of expressing opinions is that they can change over time with new information. I'm like, if I were to give you guys a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being I'm just not hyped for this game, and 10 being I'm very hyped, I'm on 5. I was on 4 when I saw the 2 gameplay reveals. I was just on 4. I just couldn't but then with the IGN first impression, preview, it kind of jumped to 5 because I heard a little bit more about the cyberspace. I think they number 28 stages, and it helps a little bit, and it also helps that the thing is, right guys, the thing is that when IGN was praising this game, I need to remind you that I don't have the best of opinions when it comes to just game critics and game journalists in general, because they seem to want games to be easy. Like, as the easier the game for me, sometimes the more they seem to praise it, and they have been praising easy Sonic games over the past few years. So it's like, if they're happy about it, will I be happy about it as someone who's a hardcore Sonic fan who enjoyed the more difficult Sonic games that we've gotten in the past? Because the thing is, yeah, I mean, like, despite the obviously reputation that IGN has with hating Sonic, the fact that they're praising this game so much and saying that this has massive potential, it kind of uplifted me a little bit. I'm not going to pretend like, oh, it didn't do shit to me. It made me a little bit more positive, the fact that they're praising this game so much. But like I said, I'm staying very skeptical. I'm not gonna have copium like most of you guys do. I'm gonna go by what the information that we've been given this whole month. We're supposed to be getting as much information as possible. We're going to see how it's gonna go. Let me know what you guys think. I'm Pyros, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.